guys, and welcome to My Life Podcast, where we get raw and uncut. Today, I have a very, very special guest for you guys who know him. Y'all know what's going on. For my youngins, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. What's happening, man? It's your boy DJ Ace, Worldwide Ace, the real DJ Ace, South Top Dog DJ Ace, Hood Rich Ace, all that, all in one wop. You know what I'm talking about?
And where are you originally from?
I'm originally from the east side of Atlanta. You know what I mean?
You were born and raised there?
Yeah. Okay. Actually, I'm a Greater baby. Grew up on the east side, moved to Clayton County in about 97, and really made a whole career, made a home out of Clayton County. My mom and daddy got divorced when I was like 8th grade. You know what I mean? 7th, 8th grade, whatever, about 8th, 9th grade. You know what I mean? So my mom was already living in Clayton County. So it's like, you know what I mean, early 90s or whatever. So in the midst of that, you know, I ended up moving to Clayton County about 97 and shipping uphill from there.
Okay, and as far as, like you said, you kind of gave a little backstory on how it was for you growing up. I'm trying to think how to word this. What was it like for you growing up as a kid? Like before now, like is it a big difference how your lifestyle is now versus how you grew up?
Hell yeah. It's a whole other ball game now. I mean, you know, me personally as a kid, we used to race dirt bikes. Okay. I got an older brother and I got a little sister. We used to race dirt bikes. Like all the stuff they're doing now in the stadiums and the Supercross, we was doing that when I was 12, 13, 14, 15 years old. You know what I mean? We was like winning championships everywhere. In Tennessee, Florida, we traveling the road. So, you know, I was a young cat, you know, doing all the traveling then. So it was much different than it is now. You know, now it's all the internet. Wasn't no internet either. You know
right, so it was outside every day.
Yeah. We even had sponsors with, I think like WD-40, the little oil spray. Mm-hmm. They sponsored us. It was actually hard at the time. It was because we was the only black people racing dirt bikes. But at the same time, I played football at Cedar Grove, and I ended up being like a star football player at Cedar Grove. So, you know, one day the coach was like, you got to make a decision. Either going to race dirt bikes or you're going to be a star quarterback, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I was a quarterback, so in the end, you know, I made the choice of, you know, playing football or whatever. So that ended up working out, you know, real good, whatever. But I had an easy child life. I didn't really have a hard child life. You know, I wasn't in the streets a lot. I was in the street, but I wasn't in the streets like that. You know what I mean? You know,
right.
My little cousin was in the street. You know, he got 3 life plus 25. Me and him lived together, yeah. You know, never murdered nobody, never none of that. You know, he was kicking doors in, but,
right.
You know, so childhood with me, you know, it was for the most part easy, you know, mostly sports though. Mostly sports.
Right. And I know you said that your parents got divorced. Was that like hard for you growing up? Was that like something that kind of became a struggle for you?
Actually, it was. You know what I mean? It was because it was all of a sudden. You know, they kept everything from us.
Right.
So you know, my older brother probably knew, my younger sister probably knew, but they kept a lot from me. You know what I mean? I guess being the fact that I was in sports so much and doing so good in sports, man. So it was you know, it was something to deal with. You know what I mean? You know, having to go back and forth and everything. Right. And now I got 2 little girls now. You know, in the same situation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, I try to make it better for them so they don't have to see the same thing that I saw. You know
right.
What I mean? Yeah.
So, back then, like, did you see yourself where you are now? Would you have seen that for yourself back then?
Hell no. I was having fun back then. Hell no. No, not in
a million years you would have thought it would have been like this.
I used to be a manager at Baker's Shoe Store, the latest shoe store, Baker's. Mm-hmm. I used to be a store manager there.
Swear.
I was like, I was 17, 18 years old being a store manager. I came in as a stock person, you know, just putting the shoes in the wall. Mm-hmm. And then the older man who was managing, he actually liked it, like the way I actually, you know, handle business and the way I talk, whatever. So, okay, cool. So he ended up giving me a 3rd key manager. I was too young to actually run the store. So I started being a 3rd key manager. And then a black lady came in, young black lady came in, and she started being the store manager. That made him retire. So that actually moved me on up at a young age, you know, in the business.
Right.
So I'm like 18 years old. I'm managing the store. I got the South Lake Mall store, the one at South DeKalb store. I'm training the general managers for them to hire general managers. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Never would have thought it to be this good.
Yeah. I never
crazy.
thought. I mean, like I said, I was just working, and it just kept going like up and up from there. Like I just kept getting different little situations, and then the DJ shit came along. I was actually DJing while I was doing store manager. I just wasn't as big as I was. I didn't have a name like I was. I was doing house parties and, you know, basketball games and, you know, stuff like that. Skating rings. I started throwing the concerts in the skating rings and all that. So I started doing all that at a young age, about 17, 18, 19.
Right. Okay. So I did see in one of your interviews, because I watched a couple interviews,
Yeah,
I saw that you said that instead, so you wanted to rap originally.
Yeah,
but you couldn't rap. So instead of rapping, you turned to DJing. Was it just something that you was just like, okay, well, I can't rap, so let me just try DJing? Or did you already have experience in DJing? So that was like, okay, well, I know how to do this, so let me do that.
Well, like I said, my mom and dad was in the music industry. They had their own live band. So it was
kind of something you were already in there with.
Yeah, but I wasn't planning on being a DJ. I
you
really
wanted to be a rapper.
We used to go on stage with my daddy band. My brother used to perform LL Cool J all the time. I'll never forget it. Every time he do a show, my brother would go on and do the LL Cool J song and do about 2, 3 of them, and I would be his little hype man. I'm like 10, 11 years old, being a little hype man. You know what I mean? So, you know, it was a situation that just came out of actually nowhere for me.
So as far as like you said, I know that you played football in high school, and you were DJing at the time too, because 17 you would have still been in high school.
Yeah.
So did your coach ever come to you like, you got to pick one? Or was it something you were able to balance out?
I was able to balance out the DJing. The racing dirt bikes and the football, I had to balance out because I was actually ranked at quarterbacking.
Right.
And then what would happen, so we would have a football game on Friday and Saturday, turn around on Sunday and had the motorcycles on the trailer after the football game, or Sunday ready to go after we done got through doing what we doing, and we straight heading out. So balancing was that. As far as DJing, that was always a night thing.
And as far as like pro athlete, like I know that if you probably would have, finished out with playing football and stuff, scholarships, you could have went pro, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So was that ever something that you look back and like, dang, I should have did that? Or is it like you are happy that you went ahead and chose DJing over playing football?
Both ways, because I really, I started playing semi-pro football right after high school.
Right.
And I was like the youngest person out there. I'm like one of the only ones that was getting paid for playing semi-pro football. So I like that, but at the same time, while I'm out here meeting these artists and throwing these concerts, it just started getting big out of nowhere. You know what I mean? And it's getting bigger and bigger. The venues getting bigger, the concerts getting bigger, the artists getting bigger. So you know what I mean? So, it's kind of both ways for me. I like the fact that the DJing started to go crazy because I ended up making a career out of it.
Right. And it was something you could actually really do.
It didn't happen until I moved to Clayton County. You know what I mean? I was DJing on the east side, but in Clayton County, it was just...
You really took off out there.
Man, it was just back to back, back to back, back to back. It just it's coming. Like I said, I never planned for it. I never even planned to be a DJ. I used to go, just go to different clubs and see the DJs rocking the crowds. And I used to always like how one DJ just rocked a whole bunch of people.
Right,
you know what I mean?
definitely.
I'm talking about 1,000, 500. I used to always be in love with that. Like, man, he could say, put your hands up, and everybody's hand go up. Put your hand down, and everybody's hand go down. I'm like, damn, he did all
right. Just all
like that was just crazy. Yeah, so... as me doing more shows and doing shows, I didn't realize it till later on. I started, getting into the clubs. But doing the high school parties, it was always work to me. I mean, we making $3,000, $4,000 a night, and it was just work. I'm going to pay my mama bills.
Right, at 17.
Paying for my apartment, had my own apartment, had my own cars. I'm getting my partner's money. So, it was just work. It was like, okay, we'll get it back.
Right, definitely.
At that time, I wasn't thinking about LLCs and...
Right, and I think that's something a lot of people don't think about. Like, these days, people aren't looking... Even now, like, I'm not going to lie, even when I started, like, little small stuff, projects that I was doing, or even with my podcast... You never really look into the financial and legal side of things up until you have no choice but to. Because you get on stuff and you realize like, oh, dang, if I would have had a legal team behind this or if I would have had this behind this, then I probably could have did a lot more with it.
Oh, yeah,
I think that that's a big thing, too, that people don't look at is how serious it is to to get all that stuff
And
together
there's
ahead
many
of
people I've
time.
been around all my life. 'Cause I started when, like, remember the song Whoop There It Is? Mm-hmm. I was rolling with Kids of Rock and them. They had A-Town Players had a song called Whoop There It Is. 95 South had a song called Whoop There It Is. And Tag Team had a song. It was 3 different songs. Everybody got a Whoop There It Is song. I was actually like 13 years old when I first went on tour with Kids of Rock, A-Town Players.
Oh, wow.
And all three of us, all 3 artists performed in Miami Hurricane Stadium. Mm-hmm. And it was crazy to me because I'm out here with all these big artists. My first time ever just going out on tour. And a lot of people don't nobody know that. Like, I've never even told nobody that. My first time going out was with 95 South, Kids of Rock, and all them on this tour in Miami Hurricane Stadium. The limo picking us up from the airport, you know what I mean?
And was that one of the times where you kind of felt like, okay, this is what I want to do?
I was just having fun.
You were just living at the time.
12,
Yeah,
years old.
You weren't really thinking about.
I wasn't thinking
the
about
future at
nothing.
the
That's
time.
what I'm like. I ain't know nothing
Just
about.
lucky to be there, happy to be there. Yeah.
I'm out here. That's the first time I ever smoked weed.
I know that's
Yeah,
right.
like I wasn't thinking about none of that. Know what I mean? Like, and all the people I've been around never. Boy, you got this going on, but I guess nobody never believed in me either. You know what I'm saying? Nobody never thought that I would take it as far as I'm taking it. You know,
That's how
in
it
that
is
aspect
though, these
either.
days. Nobody looks at people and says like, oh, they're gonna be something until they're something, and it's like,
Some
oh, I
people
always
do,
believed
though.
in you.
Shit, some people do. Some people see
You
somebody.
do have
Hey,
your select few friends, or
Yeah.
even people who don't know you, who will look at you and say, I just know something's gonna come out of you.
Yeah.
But then you also have the people who you would think that would always be like behind you 100%, and then
Right.
they're not behind you up
and
until you
guide
make
you
it,
in
and
the
now
right
it's,
direction.
oh man,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
that
knew you
part.
were gonna be this. No, you didn't, because you was telling me I need to just go do this instead.
I done been told I was whack. All that while I was trying.
Definitely.
I done been told I was garbage. You know what I mean? By people that I actually looked up to learn the game. But you don't
Right.
know how to DJ, you offbeat, you garbage. I done heard all that. Like, all that, all that more gave me the momentum to actually to go full force with it. You
That
know what
kind of
I mean?
piggybacks off the question I was going to ask you, as far as like when you were coming up, did you ever get discouraged about it, like to the point where you thought maybe like, okay, this isn't for me, I don't even want to do this?
No, because I was always a hustler. I used to do some everything. I used to have my hand in everything. Like I said, I was a manager at Baker Shoe Store. I was working at McDonald's on Highway 85. We were rolling dice in there. I'm still DJing. You know what I mean?
I know that's
I was
right.
a hustler. We working at the car wash. You know what I mean? Like, I never got discouraged because my money was never low.
Right.
You know what I mean? As I got older and running into different, being on the road, off the road, that discouraged me. People don't know it, but being on that road a lot, that gets discouraging. Like I had my first daughter. I was on tour with Walker, and I never forget being on the road for months.
And not seeing your family,
coming off the
your
road,
kids, it's
and
hard.
she don't soak pacifiers no more.
That's hard. That's
I go on the road again, and now she walking. I'm like, God damn.
And
I'm
yeah,
gone
it
for
does
months.
get hard because you miss. I know that even with me, like I did miss a couple things with my son, and just looking back, it's like even though I have a kid on the way now, like I get to relive those times, but it's also like, dang, like I wanted to do that or I wanted to see that, so I
Right.
definitely understand that it can get really
Yeah.
like, it's sad. It's like one of those things, like, dang, I'm a dad. I want to.
Right.
I
That would be
wanted you
discouraging
to
part.
walk to me.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, I definitely
Come
get
on,
that.
mom, too open the door. She run to the door like, what the heck?
You wasn't running last time I saw you. Barely could get
I've
up.
been gone about 2-3 months. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, when you say discouraging, being gone all the time, that part gets discouraging. You know what I
Definitely.
mean? Having to
Definitely.
just be gone for months at a time. We would be gone on tour for like 3-4 months, turn around, come home for a week,
Right.
then we back on the road for 2-3 more weeks. Then we
Was
come
that
home
ever
for-
hard for were you with your child's mom at the time?
Yeah.
So was that hard on them too, as well, with you being gone so much?
For the kids, yeah, because I'm very, very active. Everybody that follow me know I'm very active in my kids' life.
Right.
My motto is I'm gonna be there every day for them. I'm gonna be there as much as I can because one day I ain't gonna be able to be there.
Right.
So in the midst of me, you know what I mean? It's like I'm trying to be there every 5 seconds. I'm coming off the road, going straight to the house. Like, I stopped going to clubs late night just to chill with my kids. You know what I mean?
Definitely
I started
makes sense.
coaching their sports just to be around them. You know what I mean? I'm coaching the softball. I taught my younger daughter how to chill. I learned that while watching YouTube. My mom used to be a coach. Like, oh, goddamn, I learned something. I taught her how to do back and flip right in the living room. so she can chill. She want to do flips bad, you know what I mean?
Right.
So me personally, it's like, I just want to be around them as much as possible so that, like I say, that one day that I can't be there or that one time that I ain't going to be there and I ain't going to be able to make it, God forbid, I did a lot. And I made sure I was there every moment that I can, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Especially being on that road, because I've been on the road with Gucci, Walker, OJ, The Red, so I'm always gone. Not even them. It's like, I get my own shows booked. I done
Definitely,
been booked
yeah,
in Switzerland.
definitely.
I done been booked in Canada and all these stuff,
Yeah,
it's on my own. So,
I looked, I was like, dang. Like, that's why I said
I
a
don't-
special guest. Like, this was big for me, too.
I appreciate that.
Definitely. So I appreciate you more than you know it right now.
Definitely. Shout out to that 3 million, man.
I know that's right. So I know you mentioned in some interviews a while back that you used to do gigs for $25. What was your first highest paying gig that you did outside of those?
Woo. On my own, when I started doing the skate rings, because at first, being a DJ, when we first, it's going on like that now for some DJ. He was getting like $100 a night.
Right.
It went up to about 100, maybe 150. But my first real money came when I started throwing them concerts in the high school, like the high school concerts in the skating rings. That's when I started seeing real money, like 5,000 and 4,000 and 6,000 on the door. I did like 8,000 on some party, not having to pay no artist side, just paying my partners
Right.
400, paying my security 300. Like that was really the biggest, and it's every week.
Right. So
It's every week. It's,
you were-
Friday we got a show, Saturday we got a show. You know what I mean? So I'm booking our own shows as we go
Right.
for my whole team. Whole team got to eat, and I'm just booking everything. Just hey, I got the speakers. It's my daddy's sound system. You know what I mean? I'm the DJ. We do our own
Yeah,
flyers.
you
I'm
was
calling the artist on my own. Yeah. Booking Pastor Troy, I'm calling him on my own. Like, it don't matter who it is. So the biggest check didn't really come from DJing. The DJing check came when I hit the road.
And started making that out of state,
Started making that
money.
overseas, state to state, that tour money. That was going crazy. Now we getting like 30,000, 40,000. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, that when it looked great.
So who was the first who's the mainstream artist now? Who was the first mainstream artist whose record you broke?
That's a hard one. I done did so
Yeah, I didn't see anybody get you with that one. I was like, oh, I'm getting them with that.
That's a hard one. It's a hard one because I done broke so
many of them.
artists. And, back when I first started DJing, it was a different level of mainstream.
Yeah.
Like it was an artist called Managed Man. He used to be with So So Def. He was mainstream to us. He was all like Sammy Sam was mainstream. Sammy Sam, I've been on 106 and Park, you know what I mean?
Right.
So as far as the first, I ain't gonna lie. You know what? Probably Thug Nation. They had a song called Thug Life. Thug Life. I'm tired of living that thug life. Thug Life. Yeah. I actually met them down in Greensboro, Georgia. I used to travel down to Greensboro, Georgia when I was younger. It's like an hour away.
Yeah,
in
it's
West
a
Georgia.
while.
I used to do the college stuff down there.
Yeah, okay.
I was like 20 and 21. I used to go out every weekend and do the college stuff. And that's when I really first met Thug Nation and heard of Pastor Troy while I'm out here doing the college, you know what I mean, my little college run. I'm out there by myself, though.
Mm-hmm.
So probably Pastor Troy and Thug Nation.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah.
So
People really think it'd be Gucci and Walker.
that was what I was just about to say. I honestly was going to say that I thought that your first mainstream was Gucci. So
I DJ T.I. release party when he came out with I'm Serious featuring Beanie Man.
Yeah.
On God, on my kids. My daddy was the sound man. So my dad got the speakers. When T.I. first came out, it was in Athens, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Then when Bubba Sparks came out too. And I just so happened to was the DJ. My daddy was the sound man. He brought the sound system. I was the DJ. I was the whole DJ. It was upstairs and downstairs. And I think I was DJing, if I remember, I was DJing upstairs with our speakers upstairs and downstairs. 'Cause I remember looking at him when he walked in the door. He had a big sign in his hand, T.I., I'm Serious, and all that. So that was the first mainstream artist I ever DJ'd for. At the time, Tip was just coming out. That was his first single. I'm serious. No. Yep. I don't know if he remembered, but I showed it.
I don't know if you remember
Shout out to
it.
DJ MLK, man. That's a DJ now, but yeah, I was on the road. A DJ down there. That was the first mainstream artist I ever really did other than Pastor Troy, because Pastor Troy was mainstream then.
Right, back then, yeah.
But yeah, I would say Tip then.
Okay, that's lit.
Yeah.
So as far as so like I said, I did also assume that it would have been Gucci. But when did Gucci reach out to you and say, "Hey, I need you to come with me and you working with me now"?
After high school, I went to elementary high school.
With them.
So after high school, like I said, I played sports. I was playing semi-pro football. I was doing a little DJing, doing security, just doing a little something, everything. And, he was rapping. And we actually did a show at this club called 112 in Buckhead. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I happened to see him in there. And when I seen him, people were like, "Boy, what you doing here?" I'm like, "I'm DJing." I'm like, "What the hell you doing here?" He was like, "I'm performing." Mm-hmm. I'm like, "Performing? Nigga, you be rapping? What the hell?" He was like, "Yeah, boy, I'm big out here, boy." At the time, he was coming off a straight drop. I think he was signed to Sign Yourself. And he had the Black T song. Mm-hmm. And the Black T song was buzz because it was the Black T buzzing. There was a lot of people on that bitch. So I just thought he was another rapper. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he came to me, he was like, "Well, yeah, man, I need you to goddamn, fuck with me, book me some shows and all that." You know what I mean? Okay, bet. So we exchanged numbers or whatever. I'm just doing little concerts with the White Tee. Like I said,
right.
Parlay, my partner. Throwback Boys. Shout out to Kente. You know what I mean? They're my partners. They paying me to promote the throwback song for the throwbacks. And I got Gucci with the Black Tee, so I'm just throwing little shows everywhere, whatever club I can get. Any club I can get my hands on. I'm the only one got all the artists.
Right.
I'm the only one throwing shows with all. Ain't nobody throwing shows with all these artists but me. So I never forget one day, hit my phone one day. I was like, "Bro, I want you to be my DJ." I'm like, "Be your DJ?" He was like, "Yeah, and I want you to book my show." Mind you, I'm already booking shows with everybody. Right. And at this time, you're like, I got some of everybody.
Was that when he was already kind of like big, or he was still upcoming?
Nah, he was still upcoming. That's when he had the Black T song.
Right, okay.
With the Black T song, he was still in the trap. He wasn't getting no show money. You know what I mean?
He was
in the trap, selling £100 a weekend.
Yep.
He wasn't studying no show money, like, you know what I mean? So, during the Black T days, but, like I said, we exchanged numbers or whatever, and then he hit me, said he wanted me to do all that, be the road manager, be the DJ. I didn't know I was going to have to do the driving of the car, booking the show.
You had a lot of responsibility.
Getting the feature money, but I did it because, I had a heart for it, though. You know what I mean? And like, shit, I didn't realize how big it was myself.
Right.
Okay, cool. I'm just with another artist. But now I'm in charge. Okay, appreciate it. But I didn't really know how serious that it was gonna be. Cause like I say, mind you, he didn't have Icy at the time. He just one day he got tired of me putting on flyers, Black T this and Black T that.
Right.
He got tired. He said, "Bro, you don't know nothing about my single?" I'm like, "Yeah, Black T, nigga." I mean, he's like, "Nah, bro." He like, "Got another song called So Icy." I'm like, dang, I ain't know that. He was like, "Yeah, man." Then we told him to come to my show. Went to the show, and when I seen it live, that's when I said, "You know what? This nigga's a whole nother dimension." Like,
right.
This ain't Black T days.
I know that.
This ain't what I thought it was. You know what I mean? So from that point on, I booked one show in the country for like 2,000 up in Conyers. Mm-hmm. It was at a house, no liquor license. Just niggas in there.
Freelance.
Yeah, just a whole bunch of that shit got shut down and everything. I think folk got to fighting and all kinds of shit. Yeah, but from that show on, it was like phone ringing out the hook. Left and right. I didn't expect that. I didn't know how big that situation was when I got in it. It was just, it's my passion for it. You know what I mean? So I'm just doing what my passion is.
So I know that Gucci, when Gucci introduced 1017, which introduced, brought out a lot of artists like Walker, it was OJ the Juice Man, you had Slim Duncan, you had a bunch of them. Did you get to work with all of them, or was it mainly just Gucci who you were?
I work with all of them. I'm the only DJ, probably, I ain't gonna quote it, well, I can quote it. I'm probably the only DJ who ever worked with every last one of the Brick Squad artists. Matter of fact, I am the DJ, the only DJ to work with every one of Brick Squad's artists. From Woody Kid to Frenchie to Walker to Slim Duncan to KO. You know, Walker little brother that killed himself.
Yeah.
Every single artist on Brick Squad I work for and I DJ for.
So the next thing I kind of want to get into, and I want to make sure that I word it the right way so that you get what I'm saying. What do you feel like is like the biggest misconception that people get when it comes to DJs? Like, I've noticed that a lot of times DJs don't get as much credit as they deserve for a lot of the stuff that they do, especially with artists these days. Artists think that it's just, okay, I post my song on YouTube, or I get plays, I get views, I get shows, but they're not realizing that it also takes having a good DJ behind them, you know, to push that music. So what do you think, like, I guess, like I said, would be the biggest misconception that people might get off of that? Like, what, I want to word it the right way.
I feel what you're saying. I
Yeah.
mean, just the whole misconception of just DJing. You know, people get the misconception of, you know...
Not realizing how big y'all actually play a part in their situations.
People get the misconception that DJs are supposed to play your music. Like now, how they
Right.
blow up all on it, you know, support the DJ. You may gotta, you know, go to the DJ. The DJs play your music and all that. People don't understand that costs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The
Definitely.
misconception is like that's a DJ. A DJ, that's his 9 to 5. Mm-hmm. Some DJs don't work in warehouses. Some DJs don't have a 9 to 5.
Right.
So a lot of people don't understand that that's their DJ's 9 to 5. Some people go to the bank. Some people go to car wash. Some people go to Kroger. Some people got their own building, their own, you know, construction companies and all that.
Right.
A DJ, that's his 9 to 5, and people get the misconception that DJs is supposed to play your music. You know what I mean? You done had niggas out here swinging on DJs because they
won't play their
Hell
music.
yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
And I've seen that. I've seen artists get so upset because the DJ won't play something in the club, or they're like, "Hey, I want the DJ to spin my song in the club." But it's like, y'all have to understand. Like, I used to dance, so I'm very big on tipping my DJ
Right.
because the DJ makes me my money. So
Right.
I don't dance anymore. But when I was dancing, I always, anytime I came to the club, I would only come on nights that my DJs were there.
Right.
Because I know my DJs are gonna put me on certain stage sets. They're gonna play certain music. They're
Right.
gonna spin it the right way.
Right.
But it's a thing, like I said, like you were saying, that they don't understand that this is how y'all make y'all's money too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
even with you being, you know, so much bigger than, I'm not all DJs, but it's a lot of DJs that you're, you know, you have a lot
Right.
more up with them, but it's still, like you said, it's a business. And I think that, like you said, is something that people don't understand. They think it's just, let me just go ahead to send him my music and he's going to play in the club. And it's also, they're not understanding that, okay, I might play this now, but I'm not going to play it right now because it's not going to go with what's going on right now.
Hell yeah. All of that go in.
Yeah.
Like, man, I mean, you get it from your own partners, you know. Your own partners come in, but let me shoot you this 20 to play this something. No, I want 100.
Right.
I want 50. Like, y'all nigga got regular ass jobs. Y'all nigga get regular paychecks.
Yeah,
We out here
they think
hustling.
that just because they have built a relationship with you, that's just like when they say, like, the friends on the street, like,
Yeah,
you have a
yeah.
business, so they'll be like, oh, bro, give it to me for $20. No, I'm gonna give it to you for full price because you want to go in Foot Locker and ask them for the new Jordans for less than what they are. You would just pay it because you want them. So it's the same thing with that as well. Like, you know your worth, and people still try to.
But people think DJs already paid though.
They do
People-
because
that's another
like you said,
misconception.
they just assume that they got paid to come out that night, and they just got all this money to just DJ all night.
Which is true.
Which sometimes.
Which is true though.
But like
Which
you said,
is
some
to a
DJs
certain
make
extent.
$100 a night,
Yeah,
and they're depending on those tips or those people to come up and
Yeah, for the smaller DJs.
Exactly.
I mean, that's another misconception. Everybody think just
Definitely.
Oh, but DJs just got it. You know what I mean? They
Right.
controlling everything. They up here, they up here hyping the crowd up. Shit, it's still a paycheck.
Right.
It's still a 9 to 5. It's just a different 9 to 5 and different hours.
Definitely, yes, definitely.
You know what I mean?
So, what advice could you give to upcoming DJs like that may have started with absolutely nothing and just decided, hey, I want to DJ? Like, what would be the best advice that you could give them?
Stay down to what you're trying to do. Because when I came in the game, nobody would help me out.
Right.
I went and asked people, and I had people ask me, "Hey, Ace, can you teach me how to DJ?" I don't really have the patience, you know what I mean? So, no disrespect to none of my younger DJs. I teach them in another aspect. Like, I put them on live. That's how I rather teach. I put them on live and leave them out there like, "Hey, but you got to learn how to goddamn do it." You know what I mean? Some people would give up because there's so many DJs out here now. There's so many DJs and there's so many different avenues of DJing now.
Right, definitely.
There's so many different avenues. People want to compare you to DJ Khaled. He ain't need DJing. He out here doing music.
Yeah.
He out here
all he does is DJ Khaled, and he made a band.
Go get artists and put them on now. That's the other new way that DJ is doing, going to get a single. So it's like, just don't give up on your craft or what you're trying to do. Because like I said, I went to a lot of different people to come to actually get to help me, and nobody would actually take the time to show me. But I understood it when I grew up. I understood why nobody want to take the time, because you actually teaching somebody to take your job.
Yeah. You actually, really are.
Yeah, you teaching somebody to
You're
do
risking somebody else.
Yeah.
Snatching that spot.
Now, as I got older and my business started going better, I actually started teaching people to do my job and sound like me and do what I do so I can handle other business though. So I ain't a hater to it.
Right.
I can't wait to get a DJ now that actually know what he doing, and I can put him in the mix. Okay, bet. Now I ain't got a DJ. I can let my DJ do it. You know what I mean? I got a couple of different DJs like that I can just let loose, and I still guide through whatever we doing. I teach him how to talk on the microphone. Hey man, you need to pick that mic up. Say this, say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people won't do that because everybody, a lot of DJs get offended once they DJ learn the aspects of what's going on.
Right, yeah.
Just thinking that, man, nigga might take my job. You got people like that. You could teach somebody everything you know.
People can be kind of...
He could be a backstabber, come up, and you ain't got no job that week because he don't want it to $75 for the same job you give him $400-500 for.
Yep. Definitely.
You know what I mean?
That plays a huge role because that's how it is nowadays with everything. So
yeah, with everything.
You see somebody, anything, and now they're like, okay, well, I know he charges much, so let me charge less because I can do the same thing he do, but
Straight
I know I can take all that.
Cutthroat records.
And it's sad. It's sad, but that's how it is, so I get it. I don't want to teach nobody nothing because you're going to snatch from me.
Don't try to tell you cutthroat records.
Yes, definitely. So with you working with all these different artists, is there somebody who you haven't worked with who's mainstream that you're like, you really want to work with sometime soon?
I can say Boogie. I like his energy.
I love his music.
I can say Boogie.
He is so like out there, and his music just pipes you up. Like every time you hear him, you just want to just get up and just start moving.
Yeah, I can say Boogie and Black Youngster too. I can say Black Youngster too. I mean, I don't deal with I don't been on tour with Drake.
Right.
You know what I mean? Drake, French Montana, 2 Chainz, Meek Mill.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've been on tour with J. Cole, like some of the biggest artists out here, but yeah. I would say that boy Boogie. That boy go off. Right. I rock with Boogie, man. That's hard.
So do you have any upcoming projects that you might want some people to know, like us to know about?
Yeah, man. Got the brand new Young Ralph project on the way out. Well, it ain't Young Ralph, it's Jug Life. You know what I mean? Jug Life. Young Ralph, he been doing this thing for a long time. I brought actually not brought Ralph in the game, but I was one of the first DJs that was with Ralph too. You know what I mean? So Ralph got another project he working on now, called Make Atlanta Jug Again. If everybody know about Young Ralph, he got the whole Jug thing going on. So they got a single called Make Atlanta Jug Again that we going crazy with right now. Matter of fact, I got them booked this Friday. I got my boy Big Hurt out of Clayton County. I got a lot of, I deal with a lot of hood stuff. You know what I mean? Once they blow, I go find somebody else that, that's actually trying to work.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And where can everybody who's watching, where can they find all your new upcoming stuff, and like where can they go to look at everything and kind of keep up with what you have going on?
No, man, you can go to YouTube, just type in The Real DJ Ace, and then, you know what I mean? DJ Ace and Walker for the old tours, DJ Ace and Gucci for the old tours, other than that, you can follow my IG, The Real DJ Ace. Put a 1 on the end, though, because my other one got hacked.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
18,000 followers, man, they hacked me. They don't post nothing on it, though. I just can't get in it.
They won't let you have it.
They just won't let me get in it.
They don't even want you to pay them for it?
I don't know. I've been trying everything.
Oh man, you
It's
got to
all
get
good.
one of the Russian people to get in there for you.
Yeah, I'm
it's
scared of
people
that.
you got to find. No, it's people on there. I'm gonna send you some. I actually know a girl who might be able to get your page
I'm
back.
trying to tell you.
I'm gonna send you her page. I actually think I know somebody who can get your
Definitely
page
need
back.
that.
Cause she's been getting a lot of people page back. She got Jonathan's page back. Jonathan Wright, that the hairstylist.
Somebody told me like 500. They told me 1,000.
Nah,
like,
she don't charge that much.
Stuff. I ain't trying to pay all that money for
Right. But that kind of concludes our interview with you. And so as far as, like he said, you can follow him on Instagram, The Real DJ Ace. Make sure you add that one because he did get hacked.
No, tell me. Yes, sir.
And thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure y'all stay tuned. And we have a lot of new content coming. I appreciate you for coming on my show.
Definitely,
Like, I really do. So
Definitely. I had a ball, man.
y'all stay tuned. We got a lot of good stuff coming in.
Yes, sir.